MMA people. All right. So we got Jake Paul returning to MMA. And yes, I say returning because this is not the first time that we've seen this experiment play out. Okay, so if you go on YouTube 6 months ago, you could find footage of Jake Paul actually being submitted via rear naked choke. I'm not sure who it was by, but it was his first MMA match. I can't seem to find those videos on YouTube. So if any of you guys can dig them up, please send them to me. Just for we'll call it confirmation. But I know for a fact that I've literally watched the video. Now you can find a video of Jake Paul going like 3 minutes in an MMA match, an MMA fight. It wasn't sanctioned. I don't believe it was just kind of an in-house thing. But he actually lost that as well. Now, this isn't shit on Jake Paul video, but we're going to talk about what's actually going on here. But before we do that, we're going to talk about our sponsors. Today, we are sponsored by Joy Boy Warehouse TCG. Now, if you're looking for them online, you can find them on eBay. Joy Boy Warehouse underscore TCG. That's Joy Boy Warehouse underscore TCG. Now, moving forward, we have the official trading card of this video today. The official trading card is Juliana, the Venezuelan Vixen. Okay, this is the number 37 Juliana Pena bantamweight card, the double champ. Yes, the double champ. I say that. The ultimate fighting champ, the bantamweight champ. Okay, the best fighters come up big under the brightest spotlights, proving herself at the historic UFC 200. Juliana, the Venezuelan Vixen Pena, earned a unanimous decision win over Kat Zingano for her fourth straight victory, making a statement that she was a serious contender in the bantamweight division. Alrighty, there's the back of that I just read off for you. So this is the card from Juliana Pena that she actually won versus Kat Zingano, who also was victorious against Amanda Nunes. So there we go. Now, Jake Paul, he has a high school wrestling background. He has a very small MMA background. He has a uh, enough boxing that we'll say that whatever you want to say about that is up to you, actually. So he has some boxing. Now, whether he's boxed actual boxers is another question. That's for another day. But we put all that together and okay, we got something to work with. Okay, for one, he's willing to get in there. That's the biggest part. For two, it seems like he is also willing to train hard, and he's willing. Which I've seen with my own eyes, he is willing to take a beating. The thing is, though, that I've also realized Jake Paul's losses, which have only come on YouTube platforms, as far as I've seen them, they don't get as many. They don't get as much attention as Jake Paul winning. So I think right now they're in the build up stage. But Jake Paul is not afraid to take an ass whipping. All right, he's proven this. I've witnessed it with my own eyes, more than once. Now, I think that says something. So moving forward, we got on the table Jake Paul with the sign with the PFL, and he wants to fight Nate Diaz in a boxing match and an MMA match. Now, there is a little interest there, but not much as far as I've seen. I haven't seen many people chiming in on this. However, I do like the idea of a boxing and MMA match between Jake Paul and Dylan Dennis. Now I know, oh, Dylan Dennis, he's never going to fight again. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go back where a lot of this started from. The Jake Paul hype. A lot of it became between the feud between him and Dylan Dennis, and them supposedly uh, being having this feud. Okay, going back and forth on these quarrels. So we come back to today. There's been a bunch of shit going on between Dylan Dennis, a bunch of things happening with Jake Paul, plenty of talking points. If we can get them in a press conference, I think it would be explosive. Now, the hardest part I think would be getting them in the octagon. Would it be a boxing match first or MMA match first? Preferably MMA. Now, either way, now again, that does matter because if we do MMA and Dylan Dennison wins MMA and doesn't want to do the boxing match, I think that he should be sued and vice versa. But I think it would be safe to do MMA first. Give Dylan the chance to go into something that he's comfortable with to boost the likelihood of this event actually taking place. But again, Jake Paul, I've already said this. I think he should continue to target certain guys. I don't think he needs again, he's already crossed the line for me. So he's already crossed the line of I'm a real fighter. I don't think he should have done that. I thought he should have just beat up want to be tough guys. And once you get some UFC fighters that want to cross over into boxing and you can get the one up on them, hey, get your money, man. But again, all that shit, that's for sure. Okay, I don't even the boxing and Jake Paul. That you can miss me with all the results and all of that stuff. Okay, I'm not. I'm not a subscriber to the boxing show that we've seen Jake Paul involved in. However, I do recognize someone who's trained, someone who's put in some time, someone who's put in who's made improvements, whether it be slight or major. I do recognize that. Okay, and I'm willing to watch Jake Paul versus Dylan Dennis. I'm the Nate Diaz and Jake Paul thing. I'm not really sold on that. Uh, I think Nate Diaz has a bunch to offer, a bunch of different things he can do, especially right now. But again, you guys let me know what you think. MMA House on MMA Block, and we are in the middle of MMAville. And yes, we keep it real.